Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This one's gonna be a little different, but because I'm just talking about my personal experiences instead of, just my interpretations of things or my take on, certain events or certain concepts. But this video is gonna be about, why I'm still single despite, being 18 years old. Um, and, I think it's a combination of a couple things, a couple of big things, and one of the big things is that, when I've only had I've only ever had one real girlfriend, and so I haven't really basically I'm not great with women, whether it's knowing how to respond to them, knowing how I should act, knowing just how I should even talk to them in the first place. Because I've approached women a good amount, you know, in the past. And so it's not like I don't know how to go up to them. It's just it it just comes out of nowhere. It's just weird. Like I don't I don't know what to say. And I always find myself trying to rely on pickup lines and all that corny stuff that it doesn't work because it's not really me. And I know the main thing I'm trying to do is be genuine and just be myself, because the last thing you want to do around a girl is someone who you're not or be fake. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't, you know, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't, it doesn't mean that you should be vulnerable and open up, because there's a difference between being yourself, or I mean, you can be yourself, but at the same time, you have to know when you should not share something, when you should not, like, what you can and can't share with the people around you or with the girl you want to be with. Because if you share too much, then that's when, either bad things will happen, or, I mean, obviously bad things will happen, but either like she'll become uncomfortable around you, or um or you'll basically look like a pansy because you opened up to her, you became too vulnerable, or you became vulnerable, and then she was like, "Oh yeah, this guy's not as masculine as I thought he was," and then she doesn't find safety and security within you anymore, because she knows that you can crack and that you have cracked under pressure. And the only question is, when will it happen again? Or when's the next time it will happen? That's a better way of saying it. But, and so there's just some things you just shouldn't share and shouldn't open up to a girl about, and and those things are better for your boys, your guys, the homies, basically, because most likely they'll be able to give you the advice you're looking for, and the encouragement you're looking for, the support you're looking for. Whereas a woman, not so much. Because as a man, we're supposed to be there for each other. But for women, they're supposed to find the best man that exists. Whether he's the tallest, the strongest, the smartest, the fastest, I guess the most common under pressure, Doesn't mean that the person's gonna be always good to her, because like sometimes as a man you're gonna have to know what you want, and you're gonna have to set that straight, whether your woman likes it or not. And but it means that you're, knowing what you want is part of having, a certain level of status, because it means that you have standards for yourself that you're not going to let someone break, or yeah, or just destroy those standards. And so where that comes into where I have why I'm not really why I'm still single is because I've when I tend to look at what went wrong with all the girls, that had serious consideration, or when I had actually a chance but I blew it, because I had a few chances and I blew it in all three chances, obviously. And what happened in all those three occurrences was that I got desperate, and then I tried to salvage the relationship, when in fact the desperation itself was what destroyed the relationship. Because once she noticed or could tell that I was acting desperate, she bailed and ran, which is understandable. It's like I'm not I'm not I'm not saying it's understandable for her. I'm just saying, like, you can see how that happens. You can watch with reasonable understanding as to how that plays out. But yeah, no, again, I'm not making excuses for the woman. I'm not. I never will. I'm just not going to do that. And yeah, cuz I whenever I would start acting desperate, I would think, "Oh, maybe if I overcompensate, then it'll somehow make her want to stay." But in reality, she made her decision. She's gone. And that's kind of the thing is, if a girl's gone, if a girl makes up her mind that she doesn't want to stay with you, she's not coming back. Because you're not going to be able to convince a woman to stay with you. You're just not. Because you're not going to be able to use logic, because women don't think with logic, they think with emotion. Women are emotional based thinkers, whereas men are logical based thinkers. Which means, as a man, you can persuade other men with reasoning and with a little bit of emotion, maybe. But with women, it doesn't work. You can't persuade a woman to coming back and staying with you. If she's gone, and if she's made up her mind that she's not coming back, or that she doesn't want to be with you, she's not coming back. So stop wasting your time. And so don't be desperate. Don't be desperate. Be sure of yourself. Begin to love yourself, but at the same time, still have that desire to continue progressing and to continue to improve. And I'm going to make a video about this, in the future, but continue to balance who you are with wanting to improve and get better every single day. Learning to advance towards that destination whilst still appreciating where you are. Because again, it's like what Kobe said. It's not about the destination. It's about the journey. So if you appreciate the journey, then what do you have to worry about? you're still, you're still improving. You're still progressing. You're still getting better. You're still, you're still advancing towards the destination that you want. So just stay the course and, continue and improve. If you do that, what's there to be worried about? And I think, and that's kind of this first, and when I said in the start of the video where I said there's two big things. The first big thing is I should have clarified that at the start of the video. The first big thing was how I acted around women, like my interactions with women and how I treated them, And the second part is my reaction to essentially the societal standards for women. Or I think a better way to put that is how women have basically, when I mean women, I mean young women, by the way, how they act and how it is. A lot of them dress promiscuous. A lot of them are not loyal. A lot of them are not faithful. Keep in mind, I said a lot, not all. There are some women out there that, are faithful, loving, caring women who are going to be actually feminine and not masculine. And, these career girl boss women that'll work until they're 31 or they're, mid 30s. And they basically, until the point that, they don't want to have family until you're in your mid 30s, basically. And even then, you're not even going to get a feminine woman because she's still the masculine woman she's been her whole life. The girl boss woman is still there. And so as a man, you're basically left with two options. And the second one is probably the best one. The first one is, okay, you try to change her, you try to shape her into the woman you want her to be, this feminine, caring, kind, loving woman who, will cook and clean for you, or cook for you and clean for you, and raise your kids, and be warm and tender towards you, and, do the little things to make you happy. Or you just don't even bother touching that one. And then you go for a woman that actually already is kind, caring, warm, loving, as traditional as you can get. Because, at least in the United States, and especially in, some parts of Europe, you won't find that. At the very least in the United States, there are a lot of women that are not the traditional type of woman. And so it's kind of like, okay, well, you just kind of have to find and sift your way through it, but you don't really want to do that. So you're just, it's kind of just leaves it. You're, in a way, you're just left in limbo where the only clear path is just focusing on improving yourself. Just improve yourself. Because if you improve yourself, you'll get to where you want to go. You'll be the person that you want to be. If you go to the gym 3 times a week, you go to the gym even twice a week or 4 times a week, you'll get to where you want to go. Obviously, don't get me wrong, it'll take longer if you're working out less days, but you will get the physique you want. You will be fit. You won't be, you won't be sad that you're not, that you're not to the physicality you want, or you might be, you might be sad that you don't have the physique you don't have, or It could be a bunch of other things. You're just basically not happy where you want to be. But just work on yourself. And with the woman aspect of, or with the side of, focusing on women, don't do that. Don't focus on women. It's funny because I actually just caught myself doing that. Don't focus on women, because that's another thing I do find myself doing. That's one of the one of the big issues I do is I focus on women. Don't do that. Don't do that, because you're not gonna get a woman by focusing on her. You gotta focus on yourself, not women. You chase a woman, you're not gonna get her. You're not gonna get a woman by chasing her. The one comes to you because you are the person you want to be. So yeah, don't focus on women. That was just the last little bonus nugget of information. But yeah, just focus on yourself. Work towards improving yourself every single day. But yeah. If this video resonated with you and you liked this video, then, feel free to give it a like or comment or subscribe to my channel. And, I'm sure I'll have a video. I'll have some more videos posted, and pretty soon here. But anyways, thank you guys. Thank you for your time. I appreciate you for watching. And thank you. Take care.